If you haven't heard the news, in January, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is getting two new heroes, BB-8 and BB-9E, which I think a lot of people thought were strange choices for new heroes in Battlefront 2, but I want to go over why the developers chose these two as the new heroes and why I think they're going to really mix up hero gameplay. BB-8 and BB-9E are going to add a new dynamic to hero gameplay in Battlefront 2, but might not be unlike something we've seen before in Battlefront games. Hey everyone, it's Andrew. So BB-8 may be one of the most liked Star Wars characters of the new Star Wars movies. He's got the cheekiness of R2-D2, but also more childlike or dog qualities, which make him the perfect pet droid. Although I have to say BD-1 from Jedi Fallen Order is a big contender for that now too. It's a bit of a contest between the two. So why were there so many people confused when BB-8 was announced as a new hero for Battlefront 2? Well, I think it's pretty simple. BB-8 is a support character and a small, tiny little droid. His size or abilities don't indicate he's the type of character suited to the front lines of combat on the battlefront. He's part of the supporting cast of the films, not really a main character, but also plays a pivotal role. But how can BB-8 be a hero when you've got villains like Darth Vader, General Grievous, Emperor Palpatine, Kylo Ren, all with lightsabers, force powers, abilities that are way more powerful than anything BB-8 would be capable of? So how's this little guy supposed to stand a chance against much more powerful villains in one-on-one combat? Well, the answer to that is he's not. The developers have confirmed on Twitter and Reddit that BB-8 will act as more of a support character, meaning he's not going to have the sheer power and strength to match Darth Vader's force abilities, but he will have different abilities of his own, more suited to supporting his teammates. And the devs are also acknowledging the ridiculousness of some of these matchups. For example, Dennis Brandville, the Battlefront 2 lead dev, retweeted this: BB-8 eliminated Darth Vader with Torch Thumb, which is pretty funny. The potential matchups are supposed to be a joke. That's part of the Battlefront 2 gaming experience. But does this ruin the immersion of the game? I'll talk more about that soon. I also think a lot of people underestimate BB-8's potential and abilities. Remember this scene from The Last Jedi? BB-8 has tied up multiple guards, then shoots coins at this final guard to take him down. Maybe this will be one of his attacks. He then also goes on to drive an AT-ST, basically saving the day and rescuing Finn and Rose. So he's obviously very competent and capable of dealing with multiple enemies, and in combat, he finds a way. So let's talk about why the devs chose to include BB-8 in Battlefront 2 over other potential heroes. He's definitely not the hero we were expecting. A lot of people actually thought it was a hoax or a joke when they announced the new heroes for the game, thought the devs were trolling. The devs actually had to go and confirm that the news was indeed true, that BB-8 and BB-9E were indeed coming to Battlefront 2. So why would the devs make such a decision to include them in the game? Well, it all comes down to their choice. Over the past year or so, I feel like they've been pretty awesome about adding content to the game the community was asking for. General Grievous, Obi-Wan, and all the rest of the prequel content has been amazing. So now they wanted to do something that was their choice. BB-8 is for the new generation of Star Wars fans. Dennis Brandville also posted a tweet saying he's most excited for his oldest son and kids like him to watch the movie and enjoy playing as their favorite droid hero in Battlefront 2, which I think is kind of sweet. The devs have designed BB-8 with the love for a new generation of Star Wars fans. Okay, and some people were complaining that the devs chose BB-8 and BB-9E as the new heroes over Poe Dameron and General Hux. First of all, Poe is already in the game, but in Starfighter form. BB-8 is actually also already in the game in Poe Starfighter. And instead of Poe, I guess they decided to choose someone new, unique, and different. And Hux? Really? You really want to play as General Hux, this whiny, useless First Order general, over this badass little BB-8 droid nemesis, BB-9E? Come on guys, I don't think I even need to go into reasons why this would have been an even worse idea. Dennis copped some flack on Twitter for saying there have been 0% requests for Hux, and also tweeted, had we done Hux, it would have been people complaining that some executives somewhere are forcing them to do this instead of insert favorite prequel hero, which I think is pretty spot on. The droids inspire us. They're awesome to play and fun. They're also very important to Star Wars and just as appropriate as officers and pilots, which I think is totally true. Droids are a huge part of Star Wars and we don't see enough of them in the games. Apart from LEGO Star Wars, the droids in LEGO Star Wars have a major role in gameplay and the games wouldn't be the same without them. So I'm glad we're now getting 2 unique droids as playable heroes in Battlefront 2. They're going to play a major role in how you play the Battlefront, and I wonder how similar their abilities would be to their abilities in some of the LEGO Star Wars games, like unlocking doors, having abilities that change the way you play the map. Potentially, we'll see. Also, do you remember how awesome it was when 2015 Battlefront got a playable R2-D2 on the Death Star? I thought this was one of the best game modes back in the day. Wouldn't mind going back and playing that sometime soon, actually. That was a lot of fun back then. And if you think BB-8 and BB-9E are unusual choices for heroes, let me take you back to 2015 Battlefront once more. Remember when Greedo and Nien Nunb were announced as heroes? Everyone, myself included, thought this was a very strange choice for heroes, but they had so much personality and to date are still some of mine and the community's favorite characters ever in Star Wars games. Also Dengar and Bossk, everyone loves these guys now. Bossk even made it into Battlefront 2. I think BB-8 and BB-9E are going to have a similar effect. Once they release, everyone's going to fall in love with them. So let's talk about what BB-8 and BB-9E's abilities could be and how they're going to work against other heroes. Once again, it doesn't feel right to have BB-8 face off against Kylo Ren in a one-on-one, but this isn't how the new heroes are supposed to work. They're supporting characters, meaning their abilities will probably be geared towards supporting their teammates. This could come in the form of health buffs for surrounding players, deployable shields, or what I think is more likely, some sort of stun attack which will stun enemies in the close vicinity. This would seem more likely based on droid's abilities we've seen in the films. But if we take a look at BB-8's actual abilities, he has repair capabilities similar to other astromech droids. This is kind of what they're designed for. He has this little flame thumbs up you see in The Force Awakens. He has the ability to tie up guards and put tape over their mouths, and he has the ability to slice and control vehicles such as AT-STs. He's very capable of handling himself, and I wouldn't be surprised to see some of these abilities used in Battlefront 2. And Dennis has already even announced one of BB-8's abilities, along with how the new heroes work when fighting other heroes. The droids are support characters. Neither is very likely to defeat another hero or villain in a straight up 1v1, although if you're playing a low health Kylo, watch out for a BB-8 rush. So there you have it. Sounds like BB-8 will have a rush ability, probably where he dashes forward, similar to Obi-Wan or Han's dash abilities, which deal damage to everyone they hit in their path. And for those thinking about BB-8 and BB-9E's size and how they're supposed to compete when they're so little, I feel like they're going to be very nimble and speedy characters, zipping from side to side and very tough to hit. Speed will definitely be an advantage with these two droids. The closest pre-existing hero I think they'll be similar to is Yoda. Small, fast.
Judge me by my size, do you?
So will playing as BB-8 and BB-9E be immersion breaking? Is it going to be strange seeing BB-8 defeated Darth Vader come up in the kill feed? I mean, this is part of the Battlefront 2 experience. There are modes which are more canon and era based, for example Capital Supremacy, heroes are locked to that era. You can't play as Kylo in the Clone Wars, but other modes such as Heroes vs Villains and Galactic Assault have already gone ahead and created these impossible Star Wars matchups. Was it not immersion breaking seeing Boba Fett kill his clone brothers on Kamino? For me personally, not entirely. The game's a bit of a sandbox in this sense. You're creating your own experiences with the characters you choose to play with. And I don't think it's going to be all too different with BB-8. Sure, in the movies BB-8 is unlikely to kill Kylo Ren, but Nien Nunb is also unlikely to kill Darth Vader. Greedo is unlikely to kill Han, Lando is unlikely to punch Palpatine in the face, but in Battlefront, you can do this. I could go on. BB-8 doesn't change any of this. And now that the devs are taking the droid route with designing new heroes, I'm wondering if this opens the door for more droid characters in the future. Are we going to see more playable droids or other droids in Battlefront 2? Perhaps R2-D2 will make a return. Or I'll finally get my dream playable gonk droids. There's actually a mod that does this that came out recently. It's very cool. And remember, 2015 Battlefront also had Imperial probe droids, astromech droids, and medical droids, all of which were items and pickups you could deploy in the game. game. I really miss these, to be honest. The probes and astromechs would reveal nearby enemies and also act as auto turrets, and the medical droids would heal you. Would love to see these make a return in some way. So what do you guys think? Are BB-8 and BB-9E going to be fun heroes to play as, or were you expecting to see different hero characters in Battlefront 2? Let me know in the comments. And for everything you need to know about what's coming to Battlefront 2 over the next few months, including Sith Troopers and all the Rise of Skywalker content, go watch this video here. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Discord if you want more details and discussion about Star Wars games. Go follow those accounts. And thanks for watching this, guys. My name's Andrew. I'll catch you soon.
Stay bombastic.